Welcome to the first episode of Zero to Hero, where I'm gonna be watching your Wuthering Waves gameplay, and I'll give you tips and tricks on how to destroy the endgame. I mean, sure, I can just hop on into your account and then I'll do the content for you, but where's the fun in that? I think if you manage to do it by yourself, it will be more satisfying that way. So in this episode, we're gonna be reacting to a video that was sent by one of my viewers, and they go by the name of Cos. And this is what they said. Fantastic gameplay as always. I just have a question. I just can't complete the middle one. No matter what I try. I also tried with Camellia as well with her weapon too. Everything is maxed out. It just feels like impossible. I'm pretty sure my gameplay is fine and my builds as well. So please tell me something. So as you can see, this guy is very desperate to be better at the game. Which I like. I like the mindset. I like the mentality. So without any further ado, let's check out the video. So if you're looking at his build, his Camellia is actually enough to clear the endgame content. I think their Camellia is missing like 2 crit lines, but I still think it's good enough. And their Camellia has decent attack as well, so it kinda makes up for it. The thing is, the teams that they are using is Camellia, Yang Yang, and Baizhi. Unfortunately, Yang Yang is only at RC1, so they are missing out on the RC6 attack buff. But at least for now, they actually have the correct sets on each character, such as Havoc Eclipse on Camellia, Moonlit Clouds on Yang Yang, and Rejuvenating Glow on Baizhi. So at least after looking at the builds, we've already established that builds are not the issue, and if it's not the builds, it must be the rotation. Let's have a look at the gameplay.
Rejuvenating snow. Appear before.
Don't run. Keep the dance going. Let's have fun. Mentality sour.
So after looking at your gameplay, I have a few things to point out. The first one is you didn't fill up Baizhi's Concerto bar to full, so you're kinda missing out on Baizhi's buff right there. And the second one is when you're dealing damage with Camellia, you're actually dealing those damage without getting buffed by Yang Yang's Moonlit Cloud set. So me and Cos have actually talked a little bit before making this video, and it turns out that he's actually a Souls-like veteran. So games like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, you name it. I think he has around 5,000 hours on all of those games combined. So what I'm trying to say is, let's take Elden Ring for an example. Before you fight a boss, what's the first thing you do? That's right, you buff up your characters. You chuck up your Physic Flask, you apply Golden Vow, all that stuff. You can pretty much apply the same principle to Wuthering Waves. So in order to buff your characters properly, you need a good rotation, especially if you're using a team that is not optimal. And the rotation that I'm gonna show you today is pretty simple. It's called Camellia Single Intro Rotation. So what does a single intro rotation mean? So basically, you start out with Baizhi first, right? You stack up her Forte and then you fill up her Concerto bar, and then you outro to Yang Yang. And then after you outro to Yang Yang, you fill up her Forte and Concerto as well, and then you outro to Camellia, and then Camellia starts dealing damage. The reason why it's called a single intro is because the only source of intro that Camellia is getting is only from Yang Yang. So here's what the rotation looks like.
响彻。以我为刃，想浮现。西装重生，尽情挣扎，别让我无聊。苦痛加尖，以我为刃，解意。真理的通途，弥合残响浮现，以我为刃，有灰烬都在这。自驱者化作春花养料，生机激情。
So as you can see, even with a suboptimal team, we actually still managed to clear the middle tower 1 with some seconds left to spare. So me and Kos have actually talked about the team comp choices. I was wondering why he picked Yang Yang over Sanhua, and turns out that his Sanhua is unbuilt. So Kos, if you want to make your life easier, you can just swap Yang Yang out for Sanhua, and your Camellia will be doing much more damage, even if your Sanhua is not properly built. As long as you know how to play her and you put the Moonlit set on her, she's good to go. Alright, so the rotation that we're gonna use is called the Camellia double intro rotation. It's basically very similar to the single intro rotation, but the big difference is you give your outro from Baichu to Camellia first, and then Camellia is gonna be dealing damage for like 4 to 5 seconds, and then you swap out to Sanhua. Sanhua fills up her concerto, and then she gives her outro to Camellia. So that's why we call it the double intro rotation, because your Camellia is getting 2 sources of intro, one from Baichu and one from Sanhua. This is done to make sure that Sanhua's outro buff will last on the entirety of Camellia's DPS window. So here's how the rotation is gonna look like. And there you go. As you can see, just by swapping Yang Yang out for Sanhua actually makes a big difference. As long as you know the basic steps of these rotations, you can pretty much improvise your gameplay that fits your own playstyle. Alright, so that's it for today's episode of Zero to Hero. If you guys want to send me your videos, you can send it on Google Drive or just upload it to YouTube and send the link to me. And hopefully you're lucky enough to be in the next series. Hopefully this video can help people who just started playing Wuthering Waves, or people who plays Wuthering Waves casually but wanted to step up their game. Alright, and that's a wrap. See you on the next one.